welcome back to my channel. I've come on this week to do my entry into this week's Pink Bubble Card Alphabet Challenge. This week the letter is V for vellum. And I had a look through my stash. I do have some vellum. I've got some of my homemade vellum as well that I used with the baby oil that Dee showed us how to do. But I've gone with my own bought vellum, the plain sheets of vellum. So my first card that I've made for this week is just used black cardstock, edged it with a pink glittery paper there, and the actual vellum, there's a white layer on top of there, and then the vellum is right on the very top. And I've just put the vellum through on an embossing folder through the Gemini, and then on the reverse of the vellum I've used the distress inks in Mowed Lawn, spun sugar and squeezed lemon, just smooshed it on the back just so that then the colours look nice and subdued on the front. And I've just added a sentiment especially for you and a little butterfly, and I just thought that was quite pretty, nice pretty colours. So that was the first card. Second card was this one. Now this was a piece of vellum that I had in my stash that I'd already used. I'd put alcohol inks all over it. So I just, again, this was a die set that wouldn't work on my big shot. I was ready for throwing this one out. It just wouldn't cut at all. Any kind of paper card, anything, it just wouldn't cut. But it cuts beautifully on the Gemini. So I've actually put the vellum through die cut on the machine there, and stuck that on top of a plain card which I've just inked with the distress inks, and I've stamped sort of like the grass at the bottom. And then this was another sheet of vellum that I just used this little embossing folder, and then I went over it with, now let me see if I can find it. It's with the opal polish in Summer Sky, and I literally with my finger just wiped that over this strip of vellum here. So I don't know whether you can see, it's got a lovely shimmer to it. In some lights it's blue and then it's sort of gold in others as well. And then I just stuck a little sentiment on there, thank you. But I didn't want to add too much more to that. I thought that was I wanted the butterfly to really stand out on that one. So that was the second card, and the last card was this one. So again, I took the sheet of vellum and I stamped it with this flower stamp using the Versamark, and then I used this card. It's a ready-made blank card with this circle already cut out, and as you can see there on the reverse, I've used two of the blank cards, and I've just cut the front off one of the cards just to put it on there to hide where I've stuck down the vellum. And I've coloured it in just with my normal markers on the back to give them a little bit of time to dry. And then I've just, when that card was closed, before I actually put the vellum on, I smooshed the blender just to get the blue effect on the back of there. But I just think that's quite pretty. And then on the front I've just inked it again with the distress ink, and then I've used a Lavinia stamp stencil just on those two parts there, and put the sentiment, just a note. Again, I didn't want to add too much more to that card. I just thought the focal image of the flower, that was once I'd done the Versamark, I covered it with silver embossing powder. I wasn't sure how the heat was going to react with the vellum. I thought it might have made it go all ripply and wavy, but because it's stuck down quite firmly between these, sandwiched between these two pieces of card, it's worked quite well actually. It's probably a technique I would like to try again. So there we go, those are my 3 cards for my entry for vellum for this week. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.